it's okay to be 22 and unemployed. I don't think I had a job since last year, and I feel like everything that I built up until this point has been nothing but just, I guess, a humiliation ritual. I want to get farther in my career, so I go on this, I do a run, I post for 7 days straight, and I feel like that the progress into what you try to do for yourself is lacking. People want to have all of these expectations on themselves. They want to move forward. And it's like we're all in this wide range of just trying to focus and be secure with ourselves. It's like you can have everything that you want. The times that we live in today, it's like I don't have the brain power to keep moving in a certain type of direction because what is there supposed to flourish towards? It's a wave of amount of like accountability that I've been able to just gradually take course of my life. But I also understand that I am in this type of energy of trying to be the richest person in my family, but not trying to think about it as much as it's going to stress me out. As much as I'm trying to understand how to develop a certain type of mind space and just an overthought, the thoughts just keep lingering. Being successful and also knowing that you have the talents to be successful is tough. Knowing that you're not meant to work a 9 to 5 and having that, that realization over time is definitely fleeting. I don't understand how I had a revelation. I don't know how I had a revolution to understand that it was okay to be unemployed and to make money was definitely part of my plague, and trying to make up all of these face facades and believe that I can control my life in a certain type of direction. I realized that I had these dreams. I have these friends on the internet that I want to see in real life. And it seems like those people that I've met on the internet seem more of real than the people in my real life. I don't have the money to go see them. And it's really hard for me to sit up here and gradually adjust to like understanding like, okay, I need this in order to make this goal, but I also don't want to deteriorate my mental. There's a million and a plethora of other things that I could talk about in this video, and I could be extremely vulnerable with y'all and tell you just what happens in my life on a day-to-day basis or what I go through. But I'll be sitting up here and lying if I didn't say that it isn't easy. This is like one of the hardest environments to really just gradually build some type of economic equity. And it's not even like I'm sitting up here and I'm gradually talking to a camera and I'm yapping about stuff that could be stability. No, I'm just gradually talking to y'all because at a certain type of point, we real life all go through this same type of ritual, and we all have this certain type of mecha where it's like we're built up into these robots, and it's instilled to us that we have to fight for a different cause. And it's different that way. If my cause is to be rich, to have a family, to travel to the places that I want, to expose myself to the wide range space of people that know how to really drive themselves to the point where they can normalize their insecurities. Being broke has taught me that things are more beneficial the more that you know you live up to your expectations. Being broke is nowhere near futile. I mean, yeah, I don't have a bunch of women around me. I mean, I'm not continuously feeding my addiction in the weed or alcohol, but I do gradually understand that if I did have some type of money that was coming in, I would want to use it towards the people that I love the most. People don't understand exactly what you go through, so they like to make these jokes. It's not the first time that a person has called me broke to my face. I wonder if, everything is just substantial to them, or do people not realize, like, this economy that we live in, it's okay to be undervalued at the moment that you are. This financial schema that we put ourselves in, this money longer in space, is lame. It sucks. I mean, you're only looking at people for a money check, a drive. What are you really looking at people for besides their actual character? This money, everything is centered around a buck, a dollar sign. And that is the reason why society is going towards being lame. People don't have a necessary clause for what they like. They understand that it doesn't matter how much you give to a cause. It's just a matter of if you can get out of this rut in a interval. And I can't sit up here and lie to y'all and say that this life that we live and the way that we work continuously is not crazy. But I also understand that I'm really willing to move in a certain type of direction, not but because I have my faith in my capability, but I also understand that my life is liable for how I like it. I know people have so much of their life to live and to give, and we're all sitting up here in a space where we can continuously run down a race that is continuously beating our butt each and every time on a day-to-day basis. When it rains and it pours, where is that inch of sunshine that is going to give us the clarity that we need? I guess that's what I'm asking for. And when I don't get that, I think the frustration and the inevitable seeks in. Pain is ultimately inevitable, but what is that substance and what is the communication where it comes to the back end of like actually being free to do what I want? I live in a domain where I don't have to work a job, which is a blessing. But I also want that sense of independent nature. I want to be able to go out, move how I want, have my own type of way of learning and experiencing different things without having to confine to just the norm. Like, I want to travel to different countries. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Japan. I want to go back to Aruba. I want to go to these places that gave me peace and gave me time and gave me an effort to believe in things could be beautiful outside of the space that I live in. I know I'm capable of great things, and I'm giving myself the motivation and the skills to tell myself that even if things seem not bright, even though things seem like not the way they're going, whether I'm not able to see my friends in Houston, I think it's okay to believe that I still want to be able to do that even though it's a month away. Because realistically, it's not a struggle. It's all about a mental space. And I think, honestly, what I'm trying to do is trying to understand how much of my life is being pedestalized in the life that I live. Because all I want to do is give back to the people that I love. And it seems like the good people aren't bestowed the money that they're owed because of how much they've been through. But that's what creation and developing some type of capability to do things like this. It's a means of going through things in your experience and realizing like, hey, I got a platform, even though it's like 30 of y'all, it gives me the amount of stability and the ability to move forward with my life. I have so much to offer to this world, I promise. And I keep praying. And like I said, there's a lot of spiritual warfare going on. I think Christianity has kept my ego humble. And even though there's some days where it's like, you could read something and people are like, I'm atheist, that I guess a take where it's like, oh, I'm atheist and I don't believe in the devil. And since you're Christian, you're closer to believing in the devil. That's not how it works. You obtain things because you understand that there are people that vibrate at a certain type of energy, which disdains a lot of the things that you need to figure out in your life. And if you can't observe that from afar, you're lost. But like I said, if you can gradually understand where this is, I will never judge you based on your opinion on who you believe in and what you don't. But if you do not keep yourself at bay and understand that it's outliers in this force that is not going to keep you at a level head, I don't know what to tell you. I keep myself humble every day by believing that it's a higher power. And we free ourselves from this world of chaotic indecency of being controlled by the masses. But it's strategically unable to allow us or allow ourselves to move forward in our life. Being unemployed isn't a weakness. Being broke is not a weakness. Whether you work a 9 to 5 is not a weakness, or whether you're rich, know what to do with your money. When you obtain it, when you get it, know what to do with it. Because if you don't, and you let this world consume you and all its distasteful adversaries, you will be stained with the bloods of everybody else that is a mass reciprocal. People reciprocate this energy of knowing what to do with riches, but they don't know how to give back to the people that they love. And us people that know how to do that are the ones that end up being broke and end up in a position where we can't do that. So this is the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed my rebuttal and how I think about life, or my opinions on being unemployed at 22, because it could be lame, but it's also a superpower. And I know it's people out there that are going through the same thing I am, are trying to get a job, or trying to make it through this whole life experience on their own. Being an adult is hard. Being a new age adult in Gen Z is definitely difficult. And there are people out there that are going to support you regardless. Not just me, not just the people that you watch. Just know it'll gradually get better. The variable is not going to make us small to demand. No, the people that are low right now in the frequency are going to be the people that rise and become the ones that are chosen. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.